What's happening, everybody? This is The Cave. We would love to say thank you to everybody that's a subscriber and to everybody that has viewed our channel. We appreciate it. 99% of our viewers aren't subscribers, though, and we want to try to change that. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button and you're not a member, please hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing, and it also alerts you to any time we have new content that's come out. Comments, questions, we love to hear everything that the audience is saying. And if you have a question, leave it in the comment section. If you haven't seen any of our older content, go on ahead, check us out. If you want to be a part of the show, we would love that. The engagement is what we live for. We answer a lot of our questions on our show, and if you're a subscriber, you already know that. But if you haven't subscribed, this will give you the opportunity to come in, ask the question, and if it's a good question, we may even do a show around that question. So we'd like to thank everybody that is a subscriber and welcome everybody that hasn't hit that subscribe button, because we believe you will. And this is The Cave.
Brian, get in the game. Where you going, boy? You talking about me? I should have went to the Celtics, bro. What you say? Nothing, Daddy. I can make it. Nothing, Daddy. I can push you over there. Nothing, Daddy. You got it, son. Dang, he shooting just like his daddy. You think I put you on this team to miss free throws? I could have did that myself. Make this damn free throw. Yep, that's your Lebron, son. Yo, Daddy.
Just kind of wing it. I know it's a sad day. Hey, I don't know if you have heard already, but LeBron is planning on signing a 2-year deal.
Yeah. It's really a 1-year deal. I don't think. Yeah, I think
it's
he'll
got
be
the
gone after this.
option. It's got the
Yeah,
option. So it's a
I don't
2-year
think he's
deal.
staying after this deal. Yeah,
Why would you think he's not?
I don't think he'll. Cause like here's the thing. I think they've got to a point to where they're in a rebuild.
Yeah.
I think they know they're not doing shit this year. That's why he signed a 2-year deal with the option.
Yeah,
I don't.
So what? We're giving him max player money for a rebuild.
Now look, I agree. Like I don't think. Like I said, I think they're gonna try to do what they can this year. Try to do something because it's essentially the same roster they had last year, unless they make a trade or something. But my thing is, if you look at the roster, they are loaded with guards.
True, but here's the problem.
They have to make a trade, bro.
They can't. They're handcuffed right now. They really can't make a trade. Essentially, what's happened now is if he signs this deal, that puts him $18 million over the luxury cap. $18 million. They are $11 million after he signs this in the first apron. Over, and there's over $500,000 over in the second apron when it comes to that, which means that if they sign a free agent, they can't sign a free agent for more money than they put out with whatever they have, or as far as the trade goes. They can't sign a free agent for more than when it comes to the sign and trade deal. They cannot sign a free agent for more money than what they put out with that player's contract. That is where the problem is going to happen. They're screwed. They're so screwed for the foreseeable future.
And they just signed Bronny to a 4-year, like $8 million deal.
What sense did that make?
Bro, for a second rounder, bro, he hasn't even.
And it's guaranteed. What can I ask you?
And he has a player option.
Yeah. So here's my question. As a Laker fan, do you think you guys actually did yourselves any favors for the foreseeable future?
Like I said, the only thing I liked, obviously we got Connect. I like that pick. I did like that pick.
He's a great pick. I can't knock that pick. That's a great pick.
I like the fact that they kept Christie because they could have just let him walk. He was a free agent. They could
Yeah.
have just let him. I like that part. And then I will say this: I like that they hired. They just hired Nate McMillan and Scott Brooks as assistant coaches. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I seen
Like they
that.
haven't. I'm saying that because they had. It's not like they're just hiring like nobody. Like there's at least some experience there with those two dudes to some degree.
Okay, so
You know
let
what I'm
me ask you
saying?
this. Let me
So
ask you this.
they'll be there to. Now I'm not saying that this is just like they just gonna be this world changer, but I'm just saying like I do think those are two good hires considering the situation.
Okay,
So other than that though, it's been a shit show.
so let me ask you this. With that being
Keep
said,
trying.
you guys have this whole situation going on. The whole organization right now is floundering. It's a circus out there. I'm sorry. I hate to say that for any Laker fan, and I feel bad for
Oh,
Laker fans.
I I I agree. What you mean?
I mean, I'm
what
just
you
saying.
mean?
I feel bad for Laker fans, but I also think that they deserve this because they asked for this kind of mockery
Well,
of the fucking.
Laker fans don't help. Like
No.
I've been seeing all on Twitter, and I get it. Like I said, I'm not big on Rob Pelinka, but like I said, he's in between a rock and a hard place because you wanna build the roster for the future. Like you want to start that, you want to get that going because we know the inevitable with LeBron. And even AD, we don't necessarily know what they're gonna do with AD. We don't know. I know he'll be here because he's on the contract, but I'm just saying they might ship him off too. You just never know. But uh I don't know, man. It's just the
You know,
Lakers. It's just a
here,
bad situation, man. It's
and not only that, but
LeBron because
even if
they
they,
feel obligated. They did the same thing with Kobe to an extent, though, as in terms of think about it. When Kobe got hurt, right, and
yeah,
he signed that contract. Now, if you're looking at it in terms of future wise, it was a bad deal because it kind of hindered them a little bit, right?
yeah,
And you didn't know if Kobe was going to come back and be that same type of player, right? But
true,
you still signed him to that contract.
yeah,
So they felt obligated that they had to make this contract and then still try to be able to put a team around him and see if they can win a championship. It's just kind of the same situation. They feel obligated because it's LeBron James to do certain things and go by what he would want because it's LeBron James. And he's, you know, at the end of his career. Now, I think this situation is obviously worse because there's a lot more going on in terms of other things.
Name
But
another star that they had on the team with Kobe at that time that was a
no, they
certified All
didn't have
Star.
one. No, they
Exactly.
did not have one. He
So
was the only
you're
one.
wasting
So
AD's
Gasol was
years.
there, but Gasol was older and
Yeah,
he wasn't close. He was still good, but for the team that we needed, he wasn't that. You know what I'm saying?
they're
Because he went to
wasting AD.
Chicago. Yeah, he went to Chicago and still was good. But AD, like I said, they still got AD, and this is why I said you still got a focal point even when LeBron leaves. So they have that going for him.
Yeah.
You still got Anthony Davis. You can still he's still young enough to where you might not be a championship caliber team, but you'll be decent. You won't be if you get the right pieces around them. I
Yeah,
don't think they'll be
and
like
maybe
a
and
12
maybe you
win
would come.
team or some shit like that.
Yeah, but maybe you would come out of this whole situation a lot faster too, and still get a championship out of AD or play for a championship
You never
before his
know.
before his time is over. Right now with this dude there, and now bringing in his
No.
son,
Because
and
that's
let's be honest, they brought in JJ Redick, and I'm looking at him and all the other guys that had championship experience. Sam Cassell. Shout out to
yeah,
Sam
that's what I
Cassell.
was looking at too.
Shout out to Sam
I
Cassell.
guarantee you, Mark Jackson. I guarantee you, Mark Jackson would have took the job if LeBron wasn't there.
I
If
get
it
it.
was just AD,
Yeah.
I think he, I think he could have came too,
But
for real.
shout out to Sam Cassell because here's a guy who's won multiple championships as a player and was an integral part of winning those championships. Two in Houston, one in Boston, now one in Boston as a player. I mean, as a coach, right? So you're telling me that this man who's won all these championships, been integral part of championships, you're telling me this guy who just won a championship, been an assistant coach for years now, he gets passed up for the head coaching job in LA, and you hire JJ Redick, whose only coaching experience is the 4th and 5th grade little girls he was coaching the year before.
Right. I don't know. They could have at least offered him a job. They didn't even offer him a job.
Tell me how this is trying to change the way that culture is there. That culture is horrible right now, especially with the whole concept of LeBron being still that man. He's not. And
that's the problem. That's the problem, because these dudes is acting like, well, we got AD and LeBron, and these dudes is just not doing nothing. But I'm like, bro, AD, I want y'all to think about something for a second, right? Okay, Dallas, for example, they got Luka and Kyrie. Compare that with LeBron and AD. Who you taking? I want y'all. Most people would say Luka and Kyrie, right?
Yeah.
Now, that's what most people would say, because if you really think about it, if you look at the Dallas roster, their roster overall ain't that great.
No, the roster's not.
Really look at it. The roster's not that great. If you really look at it,
they're a two-man team, really.
They're a two-man team, really. They got decent pieces, but they're not like, oh, you look at that team, they're a championship caliber team. You don't look at them and say that.
But what did we say on this show? What did we say on this show? We said it before the finals happened. And I said there's a difference between having two great players and they go out and they smash all these guys and they get to the finals, and then when they come across a great team. When they came across the Celtics from top to bottom were better everywhere.
They were just better.
And that's what happens. And you cannot build a great team out there in LA because right now you don't have the coaching staff that has been, they haven't been through nothing. JJ Redick's just now starting to coach.
I don't know.
But he hasn't. He hasn't.
No, I agree.
He hasn't even been integral on a part of a championship team or a championship run team. When he was with Orlando, he was coming off the bench and he wasn't even getting that many fucking minutes. He wasn't. So tell me when this guy has had an opportunity to prove to people that he knows what it takes to build or be a part of a champion. When? LA, I'm sorry, especially the fans. The fans right now, y'all deserve better. And what you are getting is total shit show. That's what it is.
But my thing is, people are only blaming the front office though. LeBron is part of this shit.
Nobody's saying he's not. I'm not saying he's not. I understand it.
I know you're not. I'm talking about everybody else. Like look, I get the front office hasn't been great, but I'm like, how do y'all not see that LeBron is part of this? He's the main issue.
He's handicapped.
They don't do half of these things if he's not there.
That he's handicapped him. We were over at Cortez's house the other day, and shout out to my boy Cortez. We were over there. We were having some drinks, and we were talking, and we were having a discussion about this whole situation with Bronny getting drafted by the Lakers. Which shout out to Bronny because.
And it ain't got nothing to do with Bronny.
I have no problem with Bronny getting drafted or.
It's not Bronny. Bronny is not the issue.
The position that the Lakers are in, they can't afford to draft a kid like Bronny. They are trying to win now because if you have a guy you're paying that kind of money to, two of them, and you're not trying to win now, what are you doing? If you're paying that kind of money out to two guys and you know one guy's on a limited time frame and you're not trying to win now, what are you doing? So it's not a knock on Bronny. My main knock is on the organization as a whole for being stupid and not taking advantage of a situation years before. And
And LeBron ain't bigger than the team, bro. That's the thing
No,
that pisses
and
me off.
so when we
He
were
ain't
talking
bigger than the team.
when we were talking about it over there, I had said to them, I said, listen, I guarantee you, LeBron takes the max contract. He opted out of his deal. I said, trust me, he's gonna take a max. And sure as shit, he took the max.
Yeah, because all he did was take the 2 year instead of the 3 year, because the
Yeah,
3 year would have been 160 million or something
yeah.
like that.
So he took the 2 year, and he on top of that, he took a no trade. He got a no trade clause
Oh
included.
yeah, I seen that.
So you tell me what that means for the Lakers, right now. Because if he plays poorly and he says, "Well, shit, I'm not going nowhere. I'm still gonna be here."
What happens when he gets? What happens when he gets if he gets hurt? And I'm not
Well,
talking about little Nicky. I'm not talking about a little ticky tack injury. I'm talking about let's say he seriously gets hurt and he can't play for half the season. Then what?
y'all
You're
screwed.
fucked.
And here's my question: Do the Laker fans really believe? Is it me, or is this a cop out? Laker fans are saying, "Oh well, we drafted Bron. We know what he is, and we're only drafting him because we know we're not gonna make a run at a championship." Why do you feel that way with two max players? I guarantee you, as a Celtics fan, if we're paying $300 million or something to fucking Tatum and fucking Jaylen Brown, and they're max players, even if it wasn't for 5 years, let's say it was for
But this
three.
is why. Yeah.
But let's
This
but
is.
let's say if we did that, guarantee you, I'm not thinking no championships. We're not playing for championships. The fuck? I'm thinking we're
There's
playing for
no.
championships.
But
We're
here's the
trying to
problem. But here's
compete.
the problem. I agree, but here's the problem. There was nothing they was going to do that was going to get them into a championship run. That's my thing. Because AD, this experiment with AD and LeBron is not a championship contending team.
How many
They're not
contracts has
that
LeBron
anymore.
signed since he's been there?
At least
How-
3 or 4. At
Okay,
least at least three
so
to four.
so what
Three at
what
a
you're
minimum.
saying is absolutely true. They have signed him to multiple contracts since he's been there, and they should have stopped after the first one. You know how you get your team back into the fucking situation where now you're drafting in the lottery, and now you're
You know,
trying to put a team together and
Dad, I just
actually
thought
make a
about something.
better team overall, and start getting better picks and have money for free agency where you can bring in better players
Oh,
for your team. You know how you do that? You get rid of dead weight. And the bad part about
Dad,
it
I
is
just thought about
everybody can
something.
talk about how he's scoring 27 points a game. How is that impactful if you're
It's
losing
not,
and,
and
and you're
he
getting put out in
doesn't
the
have the
first
same
round?
impact.
It
His
doesn't.
scoring, his numbers don't have this. They don't hold the same weight as it used to. He could
Nope.
do that same. He could have that same stat line 10 years ago, and it would be different.
Yeah.
It would be completely different. And here's what I just thought about. Right. So Wemby was a rookie last year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say after the 2020 season, because that's when they won the bubble, right?
Yeah.
Let's say they part ways with LeBron after that season. So during this entire time, you could have been building your roster with young talent, and you could have got the opportunity to draft Wemby last year, and you could have paired him up with Anthony Day. Oh my God, bro!
I've been saying this for a reason, and I said, so you're telling me you should never have signed him to those multiple contracts that you did. And the reason I said that is because look at all the talent that is coming to the league within the last 4 years.
Oh, we missed out on a chance on Zion, Ja Morant. I mean,
Look at the
bro,
talent. Look at the talent that has come into the league in the
we could
last
have
4 years.
had. We could have got Luca. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man,
It's
this is the shit
amazing.
that I be
It's
talking about.
amazing. It's amazing what people will refuse to acknowledge as truth because they are so smitten with a motherfucker. It's like when you're in love with somebody and you think they're the greatest thing in the world, and you just overlook the flaws, the red flags, and they're there the whole time, but you're like, you see it, and you're like, huh. And then you just kind of push it off, right? You just go, nah, that's not it. It's just me. It's my head. It's fucking with me. This is exactly what's happening. They've been in love with this dude, and right now, and as Laker fans, I'm not saying it's all Laker fans, because what's really happening is LeBron fans have taken over the Lakers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's what's happened. They're not even real fucking fans of the Lakers. They're fans of LeBron. And you want to know what the biggest fucking leech there is in the NBA? Fucking LeBron fans. I said it. They are.
No, that's facts.
They're
they
parasites. They're worse than a fucking parasite. Because any team they get a hold of, any team they get a hold of, what happens to that team after he leaves? They become horrible. And it's not because he's not there no more. It's because they don't have the support system anymore. They bring an influx of fans there, right? And once that influx of fans gets there and they're all cheering and sales go through the roof and all this other shit, right? They win a championship, maybe. That's a maybe. Okay, I won't say maybe because he has won a championship everywhere he's been. Okay, but I will say this. He is the biggest problem with the NBA, and his fans are the main reason why. And everybody can say, y'all, I don't give a fuck about nepotism. I'm going to tell you right now because I've watched that shit happen throughout every fucking league there has ever been.
It's not even about.
I don't give a fuck about that.
It's not even really nepotism.
This is about a team. This is about a team who is floundering and they need to try to do something to win a championship while they have the ability to do so if you're paying somebody that kind of money. That's what you're telling me is you believe you have the opportunity to win a championship if you're paying that kind of money out to two players. And they are not.
God, it just makes no. Dad, my thing is, who is Bronny playing over? With all these guards that we got. No, this is a serious question.
Oh, I can tell you, he gonna
play over all these guards.
He gonna play over all of them.
But that wouldn't make no sense. You got D'Lo still. You got Austin Reeves still. You just signed Max Christie. Who is he playing over?
They signed Max Christie. They signed Max Christie for him not to go anywhere else. That's what that was. I want to see something.
I swear, if they play LeBron more than fucking Max Christie this year, oh bro, I'm gonna know something. I'm gonna know something for sure. Okay, so hold on. They got Max Christie. Spencer Dinwiddie is still on the team.
Yeah, I get it.
He's still a guard.
Who's the guy y'all drafted last year? Last year, was it last year?
Yeah, he's still there too.
Yeah.
The first rounder?
Yeah.
Jalen Hood-Schifino, he's only like 20 years old.
And he's nice.
So look, you got if you let him develop and you let him play, maybe you could see something. And he's a big guard at that.
Yeah.
So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 9 guards on this team. Now, everybody's not going to make the team, obviously, right? Because this Skylar Mays dude,
we know one guy who was guaranteed to make it.
But it just makes no sense, bro. Gabe Vincent is still under contract.
And Gabe Vincent is 3 times the guard than Bronny is.
Yeah, Gabe Vincent, D'Angelo Russell, he's still under contract.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves, obviously, still under contract. These are dudes that are actually on the team.
But listen, that's what I'm saying. We know one guy he's guaranteed to be there, and that's Bronny.
And Spencer Dinwiddie, he's there still. Like, Max Christie, he just got signed.
Yeah.
And then you got Bronny James. Bro, that's a lot of guards.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. Who's the guy y'all picked up? It was a center. He played for the Mavs. He got hurt last year.
Center?
Yeah.
Played for the Mavs?
He did, but he played for the Lakers this year, but he got hurt. He used to play for
Black
Houston.
Dude?
Yeah, light skin. He used to play for Houston too.
We got Jackson Hayes, but he was in New Orleans.
No, not him. God, I was just thinking about him this morning. Why can't I think?
Christian Wood. Christian Wood, he's still on here too.
Yeah. So you have
he's still on the team.
Yeah, you have
Christian
and
they didn't even play him.
Well, they didn't even play him. They said he got hurt.
Well, even before he got hurt, he wasn't playing.
Yeah, so you got Christian Wood,
I'm
you
a,
got Jackson
hold on, let me
Hayes,
look.
you got Anthony Davis. Uh, that was essentially your three bigs.
Dad, check this out. Check this out. So Christian Wood, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons. So from 2018, he averaged 17, 13, 21, 18, 16 and a half when he was in Dallas before he came to LA.
Yeah,
Why all of a sudden he go down to 7 points a game when he come to LA?
because of the system that they run is not conducive to him being actually used properly.
What was the point of picking him up? That's the shit that I'm talking about. Yeah, he got hurt, but he still played 50 games. In those 50 games, he averaged 7 points a game. He didn't even really get no burn.
I
So
don't
that's the
know.
shit I'm talking about. Like that makes no sense.
Here's my question to you, because I've asked, and I was listening to Dan, the Laker fan, this morning, and I know.
Man, I be watching him too. Bro, he gives me a headache, bro, because he be saying some wild stuff, bro. I just be like, bro.
But he was actually right this morning. He said, "How are we supposed to sign anybody in free agency? We really can't because we don't have a sign and trade deal that would actually be conducive to keeping us up under the luxury tax even more, because the more we go over the luxury tax and the more we go over the first and the second apron, it hinders us once these guys leave, because now we don't have as much money to work with, right?"
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that whole LeBron thing, him taking less, I think that was all bullshit.
It was never
I
going to
think,
happen. He took
bro, I
$1
think that
million
was.
dollars. He
I think
took
he
$1
was
million
just doing
less
that
than what his contract would have been.
Dad, I think
The
he was just
reason
doing that for like good, like to look good, to make it
he
seem like he
he
doing
did
something
it
good
for
for the
he did it
team.
for one of two reasons. I'm gonna give you my number one reason. He did it. The number one reason was he did it because he wanted to be able to see if they could sign a free agent there. We know that didn't happen because Clay didn't come. And let's be honest, everybody's saying that Clay was going to come and the reason why he didn't come to LA. No, there's lies all around. He didn't come to LA. Number one, because he didn't want to be a part of the shit show. They weren't anywhere close to winning the championship. And number three, he
Yeah,
don't
it's as
like
simple as
that boy
that.
LeBron. He don't like
He
him.
does not get along with LeBron, bro.
No, and
My
everybody's
thing,
saying he
bro,
does, or his daddy talked to Clay, and Daddy Clay talked to Clay and said he was. I said, listen, that's not how
man, Clay
that
is a
works.
grown ass man.
He's a
Clay
grown
is a
ass
grown
man.
ass
Look,
man.
there's plenty of my dad's friends. I ain't gonna say names, but you know that he's cool with. I think, hey, I may not like him. I'm not saying which
Right,
ones, but there's some that I may not like. It's not necessarily any that he messes with now, but there have been in the past. There's things about
bro.
this that make no sense to me when people try to cover up the deficiencies of LeBron James. Number one, name guys who really want to come to LA. A lot of them do, right? People want to
Dad,
come
you know
to
how many
LA.
players have passed up? You know how many players have passed up playing with him since he's been there?
Exactly, but
Paul George, Paul George didn't come. DeMar DeRozan didn't come at first.
Kawhi
Remember, he was
Leonard,
supposed to come.
Kawhi
Kawhi
Leonard.
Leonard didn't come.
I mean, there's a reason
There's a
why.
pattern here.
Kevin Durant said he didn't want to be a part of that show.
Yeah, because they had a chance. They could have got him to 1 year.
So when I
And
hear
that's what
this,
pissed me off. Oh, bro.
I
Go
hear
ahead.
this shit about them and they saying about Clay. Listen, Clay did not want to be there, number one. He did not like LeBron. Number two, they didn't want to. There's no reason for him to go there if they're nowhere close to getting to a championship. Number three, he made the best choice per his ability where he would fit in and fit in nicely. He went to the Mavs.
And he wouldn't be the automatic scapegoat either.
No,
Because as
because
soon as if Clay would have came to LA, if they wouldn't have did shit, they'd have been like, Clay is no wonder why the Warriors shipped him off and they didn't pay him and
I had
Clay
man,
is dog shit and
I had a dude say
I can hear it
yesterday.
right now.
Hey, dude told me, he said Clay is washed up, and I said, man,
Is that
I
the
can't.
dude that you was talking to that I
Yeah,
commented? Remember I
yeah,
responded?
yeah.
Hey, that dude's an idiot, bro. He
Not no,
talking about
not
making this is
not
my
that
thing.
one. Not that one. That I know who you're talking
Oh,
about. No,
I was
this
about
is
to say.
my guy Lamont. Lamont knows his shit. He's a big Laker fan. I said, listen, he's not washed up, and I said, here's the deal. I
He just had
said
a bad he had a bad
if
series,
he's
bro.
averaging 18 points a game and he's shooting 38% from three, which is above league average, mind you, then he's not
Yeah, he's
washed up.
not like almost 40%. Yeah,
He's
he just
not
wasn't
washed
what
up.
we. He's not. He just wasn't Clay as we know Clay.
Yes.
Because
And
Clay
here's the
was
deal.
better. He
Guess
had
where
a
he'll fit
slight
in?
drop off.
Guess where he'll fit in even better now? He'll fit in a system that with a player who plays just like LeBron, who likes to hold the ball to the last second and throw it out for an assist to stat pad or pad stats. Yeah, he's got that now. He's got that now. That's all it is. He's got exactly what he wanted. And so he went to a team that's going to help him be able to still try to make a run at a championship. And I guarantee you, the Mavs are closer to winning a championship than the Lakers. They got a better, they got a better coach. I don't care what nobody.
Not like Luther.
I don't care what nobody says about Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd has proven he's been on.
No, Jason Kidd's a good coach.
He's a good coach. And on top of that, he's proven that he's a good coach because he's been on benches, getting these guys ready. He did it in Milwaukee.
And he's been there. He's been to what, 3 finals?
3 finals.
Just as a player.
2 as a starter. 2 as a starter. So I don't want to hear this shit.
The main focal point.
Yeah, so
I agree.
That's why I say when I hear these things from fans, they're not even Laker fans most of the time. Most of them are LeBron fans. And they say some of the wildest shit because I guarantee you, if this motherfucker had left and went to like Oklahoma City, right? They would follow him. They're not.
Who you talking about?
LeBron.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's not. Because they don't have. There's no loyalty with them. Listen, I get you having a favorite player. My favorite player is Michael Jordan. But I will always bleed green and white.
Are we recording?
Yes.
Are we recording?
Yes.
Hey, hold on. I want y'all to think about this for a second. This is a Celtics fan. He just said Michael Jordan is his favorite player. I want y'all to think about that for a second. He's a Celtics fan.
Always have been.
That's crazy to me.
I can spout off every stat. I put it like this. Mike never beat Boston. He never beat Boston in Boston. Never. In the playoffs? Here's what's funny about this. That man did some of the most amazing shit I have ever seen one player do to a team in the playoffs. And it was against my Celtics. And I'm telling you right now, when I watched him do that as a 6th grade kid, I was taken back. I've been a Celtics fan for years when my grandfather was around. My grandfather watched the Celtics. When I moved up here, I had already been a Celtics fan because every year when I would come up here, especially during Christmas, we would watch the Celtics play basketball on TV. So I'm a fan of my team. The team. I can still like other players. I can still love them. I can still follow them. But I am never going to wish for that player to beat my fucking team.
No, that's facts. I mean, it's the same way with me. Like I'm a Laker fan, right? But I'm a fan of. Look, I keep telling people, Wemby coming.
Yeah, he's coming.
Victor Wemby is coming, and that's out of the young players. That's my favorite player out of the young core players that's coming up in the league right now. That dude, and keep in mind, he plays for the Spurs. I hate the Spurs. Dog shit. I hate them. We used to go against them all the time.
You know what's really going to be funny?
Victor is a problem. He is going to haunt the Lakers for the foreseeable future. Because we're going to have to play that mode.
I can tell you this right now. When it comes down to it, the Lakers organization, they think that they're playing chess. Now, we don't know what the future holds. We cannot. There's no way. These are just opinions. I don't think that they are making very good choices. That's my opinion, right? I think they're making some really bad decisions there. I think hiring J.J. Redick, I don't think it's a good decision, but what the fuck do I know, right? I don't know shit. I can just tell you from most accounts, In those situations, when you hire a guy with no experience, it doesn't work out. And that's in any walk of life.
I will say this: it wouldn't look as bad if, first of all, JJ was never on this podcast with LeBron. Like, because it's the optics of it, right? That
Uh,
doesn't look good, right?
hey,
So if he was, if it would,
just so y'all
what?
know, we talked about this when they did the
Oh
first
yeah.
podcast, and we said
What
on
do
the
we?
podcast, we said they're pushing a
We be
narrative,
knowing shit.
and the narrative we didn't quite know at the time, but we thought it was suspect for them to all of a sudden come out with this great podcast that everybody's going to love because they're going to be teaching the X's and O's, and they're going to be telling everybody about the things that they don't know that happen inside of these
No.
locker rooms and how these plays are set up. Yeah, I called bullshit then. It was a fucking interview. It was a fucking interview for LeBron to get his buddy on there, a guy that he thinks would, to be a pretty good coach, and he was able to fucking control the narrative. Because if you don't recall, during the first podcast, they weren't showing drawn up plays of JJ doing drawn up plays and shit like that. That happened after the first podcast. Amazing how that happens. So, yeah, you're right. We said it best on our show. And if you missed what we said it then. There's bullshit behind this. Why would all of a sudden he decide to make a podcast 3 months before this all happened?
Right.
Man,
and that's what I was saying. Like the hiring wouldn't look the way it looks if like JJ was just doing his own thing. He wasn't like dealing with LeBron and all this kind of shit. It wouldn't look like this if it would if that didn't happen. So it wouldn't. The optics of it wouldn't look. Now you might not still like the hiring because of the experience and all that, but like I said, it would be a lot different if he wasn't involved with LeBron before all this.
Yeah, it would be, and that's
it would
the
be
thing.
Completely different. Yeah,
everything has Klutch Sports hands written all over it. When I listen to all this shit that's going on, now I got Chris Broussard who's been hired by Klutch Sports, who's on with them. I got Shannon Sharp. I got Nick Wright. Now, I don't know who else is involved in this whole haberdashery of shit that they got going on, but that's what it is right now. And to me, Klutch is trying to take over the league, which, you know what? I get it. You're trying to make your way. You're trying to be powerful. Fine. That's all good. But you're going to ruin something that people love. And they have already started. And to me, to me right now, the Lakers have got to understand that the league is better when they're better. When the Celtics are better, the league is better. When they're better at the same time, the league is phenomenal. Can you agree with that?
And I'll say this too. I need Laker fans to get out of this. Well, how can I say this? This win tomorrow thing. Like, Laker fans have a bad habit of trying to be. They want to win. They want immediate success. It can happen sometime, but it doesn't always happen like that. Bro, a lot of the biggest players in Laker history,
yeah,
outside of Kareem and Shaq, were drafted players. Michael Cooper, I'm pretty sure he was drafted by the Lakers. Magic Johnson, James Worthy, Kobe. These were drafted players. Like, we didn't get them in a big blockbuster trade, free agency, or nothing like that. Like I said, outside of Anthony Davis, Shaq, and Kareem, I think that's it that I can really think of as far as like big name superstars that came to LA and won a championship. Like, immediately after we signed him.
Jerry West.
That's really the only.
Jerry West was
drafted though.
That's what I'm saying.
Jerry West was drafted.
If you look at those guys,
Wilt wasn't drafted, but Wilt, we already had Jerry and Wilt. You know what I'm saying? Like, Wilt was older. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he was in his prime at that point. He was still good, but it wasn't like the Wilt that we know for him to be.
The,
So I'm just saying, like,
the Lakers
the beauty,
organization has
the beauty of
always.
it, they always try to. I don't know. I think there's a beauty in the struggle because when you, it's like we Chiefs fans, right? We went
Yeah,
all those years,
yeah.
bro. We lost a game in a playoff to a dude throwing a pass to himself for a touchdown.
I remember that.
I want y'all to think about that. That was a heartbreak, bro. We went years seeing the Chiefs be dog shit, bro. Like trash, bottom of the barrel. But there's a beauty in seeing your team go from that and building up to getting to a point to where the Chiefs are now. Because can't nobody tell us shit right now
The thing about
with Mahomes and everything we
no,
got going
you're
on.
right, you're right. The thing about the struggle is it creates greatness. Eventually, as time goes on, it creates greatness. If you look at what goes on with any championship contender, any championship team, at some point or another, they go through a major struggle, some major adversity. And to think that
Right.
you can get out of it by trying to skate around this or skate around that and go and get this free agent because it's going to make
And
you
they try
better.
to take the easy route.
They
That's what
try
they're
to,
doing. They're trying to take the easy route.
and to me, I think you need to realize as a fan, at some point, it can't go this way forever. You have to change in order for you to, the old saying is either adapt or die.
Right.
That's what it is, right?
I
And
mean, Lakers fans are like they didn't go through all that in the '90s. Like in the '90s,
exactly,
the Lakers were doing shit.
exactly. And
There's a
so,
time period where you're not good. You have to rebuild, retool,
yeah,
and then you get somebody like a Kobe in the draft, and then you're able to bring this along somebody like Shaq in free agency, and then you go on you become a dynasty. Like
yeah. And that's why I said it's either adapt or die. And to me, the problem with and it's not even real Laker fans necessarily. What I think it is Laker fans they're fed up. They're fed up with the ineptitude in the organization. They're fed up with the front office. They're fed up with the GM. They're fed up with not being able to compete. They're fed up with. Let's be honest. The West got better while the Lakers didn't. The Lakers didn't get better. They did
all
not
these
get
teams,
better.
they're retooling. Yeah, they're all retooling with young talent, bro. While we're worried about
Yes.
building around a 40-year-old that
And
is
and
he
that's the
can't even play
thing.
a full season, bro.
When you look at the Lakers and the Celtics, they set the
Crazy.
standards in the East and the West, right? The Celtics are the standard. They're always the standard at some point. They are the standard. They're the team that people look to, the team that people are always picking, the team that everybody else is chasing. Same thing it was for the Lakers for a long time. The Celtics are still here, and the Lakers have dropped, and nobody's chasing them no more. That to me tells me that the organization along the lines has forgotten what it means to win and what it takes to win. And the only thing they care about now is ticket sales, merchandise sales, TV deals. That's it. If you're good, those things will come. If you win championships, those things will come. Look at the damn Chiefs. The Chiefs did it the right way.
That's how you do it. Exactly.
They did it the
That's
right
exactly
way.
how you do it.
They built that
Yeah,
team
that's what I'm saying.
up and up until they got that final piece that threw them over the top. And now they are the face of the league. The Chiefs are the face of the league. I don't give a fuck what nobody tries to tell me. They are the face
Chiefs
of the
are the
league.
standard right now.
They are the favorite
Hell
team.
yeah.
They have the most TV games out of any team in the league right now. They are the best team in the league and have been for some years. They have the best two marketable players in the league in Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. You don't have that right now in LA.
If you really think about it, the Chiefs got the best of everything, like across the board. If you really think about it, they got the best quarterback. They got the best tight end still, even in his old age.
No lies
You got the
yet.
best front office. They got the best front office. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Brett Beach is the best GM in football, and it's not close. I don't want to hear nothing about
they just
Sean.
traded
I
and
don't want to hear.
they just traded off the best cornerback in the league.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And probably have the
So,
best corner in waiting in Trent McDuffie playing for him. They
and I'm
got
gonna
the
tell y'all.
best.
I'm gonna
They
tell
got
y'all.
the best defensive tackle in Chris Jones.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all. The
But
Chiefs
they
got.
built this. They built it. They
They
built it.
built
They
it
built it.
exactly.
And that's
They
the
built
problem
it.
you're going to have with LA because they don't want to build shit. And Laker
And that's what I
fans,
was telling dude. They don't want to build. They don't want to build a consistent. There's no continuity with the Lakers. They're always swapping players and bringing this and trades this. You're not building There's no continuity with the team, bro. Nobody's familiar with what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a shit show, bro.
well,
It really is.
here's what I'm going to say, and I'm going to leave it at this, okay? Because I feel bad for anybody that has been a Lakers fan and has lived through the remarkable championship runs that they had with Kobe and with Magic. I feel bad because now they are getting a taste of what it means to be mediocre. And for a long time, they did. I won't say for a long time, but for a little bit there, they did get a taste of it in the mid '90s. They were pretty mediocre. They weren't great, but they were building. They built through their draft. They built through the draft, and then they got a big key piece with Shaq, and then the draft they picked up Kobe, and that put them on the right trajectory again, right? And now they're at that point where it looks like it may not be no coming back for this for a while because it's going to hinder them. And I hate
It's
to,
good when you
I,
get when you
I,
get in a situation like this. It's gonna take time to build
yeah,
it back up.
and I hate
People
to,
think it's gonna happen overnight. It's not. That's not how that shit works.
no, and
It's not realistic.
I hate to see the Lakers go through this because, like I said, to me, the league is at its best when the Celtics and the Lakers are good at the same time. That's when the league is at its best. Always has been. Now I know things can't last. All good things must come to an end, and that's fine. But what I will say is, does it have to go out with a shot in the night, or can it just go out, like a whimpering dog, eventually just kind of die off? Which one is it going to be? And to me, when you look at this, everything about it stinks. Everything from what the front office did with hiring JJ, giving Bronny a day two draft player a guaranteed contract. The first time I've ever heard of this shit. Giving his dad a
Man,
max contract, and yet you still ain't nowhere close to sniffing a finals. And you think that this is okay. All right, cool. Why
and
y'all?
that's my thing. Why are you signing two max players at this point and you still ain't gonna do shit?
That's why I said it.
That's
So
why I said it's pointless. It's pointless if you're not building. You might as well rebuild because you're not gonna win shit regardless.
and look, for everybody talking about nepotism, I don't care about the nepotism shit because, like I said, it's been happening for years. I'm cool
Oh
with
yeah, we don't care about
I'm
that.
cool with LeBron getting his
If
son
I was
on.
LeBron, I would have did the same thing. Yeah, if I
But
was LeBron, I would have
I'm
did the
going to
same
say
shit.
this, and this is the only thing I'm going to say about this whole situation. Somewhere out there, there's a kid who was worthy of that draft pick for sure and did not have the advantage that Bronny had because of his dad and worked his ass off, became a 15 to 16, 17 point a game night player, and he got passed up on. He's not getting that guaranteed contract that Bronny's getting. And he probably needed it more. His family probably needed it more than Bronny's ever will. And that guy, whoever he is, he's probably going to be in the league. He probably got picked up in free agency after the draft. Every time he sees Bronny, he's going to take it out on him. You're going to watch something I'm
Yeah,
saying. It's going to happen, and I guarantee you there are going to be players gunning for him every night.
there
Every
was this
night.
dude that played. There's this dude that played in Memphis. I can't think of his name right now. I think he was a guard. I can't remember. But he didn't get drafted either. He averaged like 22 points a game, shooting like 48% from the field, going crazy. He didn't even get drafted. That's the
I
crazy
all I
thing.
can tell you is if you're telling me he's good enough to play in this league, why in the fuck is Imoni Bates not playing? Imoni Bates is a 3 to 4 times the scorer that Bronny is, and he can't even sniff the floor in Cleveland. So
No, correct.
I don't get it. He is a naturally born gifted scorer, and he can't even sniff the floor. And it has nothing to do with him not being able to play because the boy is gifted. Like I said,
I agree.
big ups to Bron for getting his son on. But at the same time, is this really what y'all needed? I
And
don't
that's
think
the
so.
thing. It's not about LeBron doing it. It's about the organization not thinking about the team itself because that didn't help the team at all. You're just doing it because it looks good,
Mike, you said
and
something.
it's LeBron
You
James' son.
you said something the other day because somebody said something about the Lakers are making history, this and that, and you said to the dude,
Bro,
you said, "Listen, what
that's what I
kind
was
of
talking about
history? Yeah,
earlier.
you said what kind of history does that matter when winning is the only thing that matters when it comes to making history? Don't nobody care at the end of the day that he got to play with his son. You know the only
Who
people that
gives a
makes
fuck?
you know the people that make sense to or people really care about that too are people who think that that's all that matters in sports is the little stories. At the end of the day, history doesn't really give a fuck about that. They want to know who's first. You don't give a fuck about who came in second. Nobody cares. As the old great saying was said before, and I'll say it again: if you ain't first, you fucking last. That's the bottom line. That's it. If you ain't
Yeah,
first, you
bringing up,
last.
bro, bringing up history, like talking about these two, they both made y'all. He said the Celtics made history, and the Lakers also made history. I'm like, nigga, what? Are you comparing this to a championship? A history?
That's
Nigga,
that's
do
what.
you think LeBron would rather? I'll ask you this, Dad. Do you think LeBron would rather have a championship than playing with his son this year?
You know why I'm gonna sell
What
you,
you
and
think?
I'm gonna say yes, he would. You know why? Because
That's
that gets him
crazy.
one more closer to Mike, and that's what he's always been dying for.
You
He's
talking about the
been,
championship, right?
yep, he's been dying for
Okay.
those championships to be
And
able to say without a doubt he's the greatest player in the world. And if he'd have got one more this year, it'd have
if
put him.
you're a real competitor and you don't say you would rather take a championship, you're not a real competitor, bro. It might look good that you play with your son, but that's not.
You know when I want to play
If
with my
you a real,
son?
if you
You know what I want to play with my son? If I was a pro athlete, I mean, hell, I was an athlete. The only time I would ever think about playing with my kid is in my twilight years, knowing I can't give much more, and it would just be nice to have that
right,
opportunity to say I did that. So who's it for? Is it for Bronny or is it for LeBron? See, that's the thing about being selfish is you try to play it off in a way
yeah,
that looks
that's
like
a
it's
good
not
point.
selfish, but it is.
That's a good
You did
point.
it for
Yeah,
you. You did it for
you did it
you.
to
You
make it
didn't
look
do it for
better in
him.
yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's the
Because
that's the issue I have.
but here, I'll say this too, though. If this turns out, and let's say, and look, I'm not wishing anything bad on Bronny. I like Bronny himself. I think Bronny's a good kid. I think
I
this
think he's
isn't
a very
about
good
Bronny.
kid.
Yeah, this isn't about Bronny himself. But here's the problem. So you drafted this because our people gonna have unrealistic expectations of him. Period. Right. Even if we know that he's not gonna be this all-star level player or whatever. But let's just say he turns out and he's horrible. Right.
Yeah.
Do you know the kind of scrutiny and shit talk he's going to get?
Can you see?
I'm being
Hey,
so serious,
I'm gonna be
bro.
honest with you. I gotta.
The internet is going to go off on that dude, bro.
Hey, when y'all.
Twitter, they don't
Hey,
they don't care, bro.
hey.
I'm just saying.
I've already seen some of the sketches that have come out about this shit. I'm actually looking forward to more of them coming out because of this shit. And just so
That'd
you
be crazy.
know, I I I haven't done one, but trust me, I will be posting.
I'm done.
I
Nah,
will
man, it's just
I will
he
be
just put
posting
his
them.
son in a bad. It's in a bad. He gonna put. I think he put his son in a bad spot, man. Because LA is one thing I will say about the Lakers and the Laker fans. They are unforgiving as hell. Like they are ruthless. You fuck up, you gonna hear about it, and your name gonna be plastered everywhere. This is LA. They not, bro. They not playing. If you're not coming with it, you will hear about it, and they will talk shit until you want to leave. Like
All
that
I
ass. They gonna ship you off like they did Brandon Ingram. They gonna ship you off like they did Lonzo Ball. They gonna. I'm
Josh Hart,
telling you.
Josh Hart,
Josh, all of them. Kuzma,
Randall,
remember how
Randall.
they loved Kuzma at first, right? Everybody loved
Oh
Kuzma at
yeah,
first, right?
that first year.
Yeah, he was going crazy, right?
Hey,
And then he
after
started
LeBron
struggling a little bit.
got
Bro, after LeBron got there, bro, everybody hated Kuzma. Everybody. They was talking, bro, I remember everybody was shit talking Kyle Kuzma, bro, for the longest. Saying he was trash, he can't play defense. You know what I'm saying? Just all kinds of shit, bro. And Kyle Kuzma was a focal point. I wouldn't say he was a focal point, but he was a key in them winning that championship in 2020.
here's
That's
what
the
I
crazy thing.
here's what I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna get it off. I'm gonna get off of here because I know that sometimes we can be a little long winded when it comes to things, but a lot of it's because we're passionate. But look, everything ain't for everybody, and if you are just a LeBron fan, you should just be a LeBron fan. You shouldn't have shit to say about the team he plays for. You should just appreciate that he's playing somewhere. Just simple as that. Because what happens is you
Yeah, because
become
you ain't no Laker fan.
no, because what
Stop.
happens is you become part of the reason why people hate talking about anything that has to do with LeBron. Because now it becomes a mockery. I know this is controversial. I don't care. I've watched a game that I loved my whole life be turned into this. And it's not just because of LeBron, but LeBron is a big part of what's happened. I can say that with all honesty. He's a
Adam
big
Silver is
part.
another reason. That
Yeah,
dude.
he's a big part. Everybody wants to come out with all this shit. They want to try to tear down Michael Jordan's name. They want to try to talk about shit about the 90s and how it wasn't this or the 80s and it wasn't this. And like I said, only people that have done that type of shit are the guys who are LeBron fans. Larry Bird fans
That's
don't do
hard.
it. Larry Bird fans don't do that shit. Magic Johnson fans don't do that shit. Tracy McGrady fans did. Kobe Bryant fans didn't do it.
We don't be like, man, man, Kobe, bro, man, forget the '90s.
The
Kobe's better than Michael
the
Jordan.
only group of fans that have done this are the people that
Crazy,
just started watching ball since LeBron got in the league, and they are the problem.
bro.
I
KD
said
fans
it.
don't even do that shit.
No, and that's what I'm saying. It's
It's
only
crazy.
those. It's amazing how one group of fans can turn the fucking league into this. And it's not better than what it used to be. Not overall. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
NBA numbers have been down
Yeah.
like tremendously compared. Like if the NBA keeps this up, the NFL will take over. I mean, they kind of already have.
They have. They already have.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, they kind of already have.
So I'm
But
gonna leave it at that. Uh, our conclusion is the Lakers suck.
look, I can't even say nothing, man. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, that my conclusion is the Lakers suck and the Celtics are still the best franchise ever in the NBA. And
Hey,
all I can say is rings matter.
hey, I agree, but y'all only got one more. We ain't doing that.
Hey,
It's
the old
fine.
saying,
It's fine.
the old saying
It's
on
fine.
the old
We'll
saying
we'll
on
come back. We'll come back. We'll come
yeah,
back.
talk to me in
One
20
thing I
years.
will say about the Lakers. Hold on, hold on. I will
Talk to
say
me in
this about
20
the
years.
Lakers, though. No. Listen, this is true. If you really think about it, The Lakers, outside of like, I want to say they didn't win in the '90s, right?
Nope.
Wait, did they? It was '99, 2000. They or am I tripping with the first hit with the Shaq?
2000.
Yeah, that's '99.
No,
That's
because
'99,
no, because
2000.
no, because the Spurs won it in '99.
Oh, you're right. You're right. So it was
Yes.
2000.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, I give you that. So the '90s, and I want to say they didn't win in the '70s. If I'm not mistaken, because
Hey,
that's when Kareem was there.
I'll just put it like this: if you want to be technical,
They
y'all,
won at least they won at least one chip in every decade. That's my point.
if you
Outside of
want to,
those two,
if you want to be honest about it, y'all should actually not even count those Minneapolis fucking championships.
man, stop it, stop it.
Just
It's
saying.
still a Laker champion. No, because we doing that.
They weren't LA Lakers.
It's still under the same
At least
brand. It's
with the
still under the same
Celtics,
company.
at least with the
That's like me.
Celtics, it's never been anybody but Boston. Just saying.
Even it's still under the same organization. It don't matter.
Y'all have five
Hold
championships.
on, let me ask you something. Where's them rings at, the championships? They with the Lakers, ain't that? If you go to the Lakers building, them chips is there.
What do they say?
Them championship trophies.
Do they say
Nah, don't do
Minneapolis
that.
Lakers or do they say LA Lakers?
It's still the Lakers. It's like saying you taking away all the, let's say the Raiders, for example, right? You gonna take away all they did just because they the Los or the whatever the Las Vegas Raiders now? Is that what you're gonna do?
Where they win them at?
Oakland, but it's still Raiders
You
championship.
know why they ain't never won none since then? Because they picked too
Who?
many different places to play at. It was never the
I'm
same.
fucking dead. I mean, I agree. They did. They didn't move back and forth. They didn't move back and forth what, like 3 times or something like that?
Yeah.
Because they were the Los Angeles Raiders at
Yeah.
one point too.
I don't know. I can't say if it's the LA Raiders or the Oakland Raiders. All I can tell you is that, to me,
It's still the Raiders, though. That's my point. Like people don't
regardless,
be like, "Oh, it don't count because it was in
regardless.
LA at
I
one
mean, they
point,"
moved from a
and
whole different state. At least LA, at least the Raiders
Oh,
stayed
see,
in the
now
state.
you're moving the goalposts.
I'm not moving the goalposts. I'm just saying
Oh
5 of them
man, stop
championships
it, man.
should be vacated. No.
No,
I'm
no,
giving y'all
no,
shit.
no,
I'm
no.
giving you shit. All I can say is
He's a hater, man.
all I can say is I think for real, y'all gonna have a harder time bouncing back this time than you have in a while. And so, with that being said, I hate it for Laker fans because like it's a bad deal to be a part of a team that doesn't know how to get their shit together. And right now they're struggling. They're struggling very hard. What we don't know what the future holds. We really don't. So to be honest, I'm going to leave it at that and say, hey, I wish them good fortune. I don't. But at the same time, I do.
Do.
I do for the fans because I know what it's like to be that guy. I know what it's like to have a team that's not very good and you still pulling for them, right? And knowing that the team is not doing anything they should be doing. So, with that being said, we want to tell everybody thank you for tuning in and being here and being a part of our show. We tend to do one of these and then a compilation video of a player or players that we tend to quite enjoy and follow. We try to do 2 of those. So we try to do 1 a week of each. And if you like what you've seen, hey, shout out to all the people that have subbed, man. We are 20 subscribers away, I think, from hitting 500. And our views have been fantastic as far as getting our features out there. So we appreciate everybody that's tuned in. And so we just want to thank everybody. So with that being said, I am Big Temp. That's Big Mike. And we are out. And thank you guys for joining us again on The Cave.